Hello, my name is Elaine Kunanan, and the purpose of this video is to analyze the effectiveness and plausibility of utilizing AI generative resources for intercultural communication purposes. To do that, I'll be creating a fictional scenario and creating a prompt for the AI to respond with advice on how I'm able to deal with the situation that I give it, right? For the purposes of this video, I'll be utilizing OpenAI's ChatGPT. And without further ado, let's get started. So the situation I came up with is I'm going to Japan for a hiking trip with my American friends. Now, the reason I chose that is the scenario I provided requires a lot of collaborative efforts between many different parties, within ourselves, my friend groups, and assistance from the natives that we will be hiking with, from finding which train stations to use or how much something costs, maybe looking for locations like where a rest stop may be or where the designated trails are. All of these things are issues that come with the hypothetical scenario, and all of them require lots of communication between different cultures. As for my input into the AI, I said that I'm going on a trip to Japan with my American friends to hike all the way to the top of Mount Fuji. What are some tips you can give me about communication with the natives and common practices to be aware of while I'm there? Now, I chose this to be my prompt because I believe that it's the most effective and concise way to be able to get the best results for my intended purposes. Stating right off the bat what my situation is, specifying what kind of help I need with, and declaring what I'm using the help for. Now, the AI came out with this. That sounds like an exciting adventure. Here are some tips for communication and cultural practices while you're in Japan. Learn some basic Japanese. Respect personal space and be polite. Be mindful of noise levels. Follow proper hiking etiquette. Prepare for the hike. Respect cultural norms. Use public transportation. Try local cuisine. Stay connected via internet and enjoy the experience. Now, overall, the AI gave lots of good and relevant feedback. Personally, I find it extra useful that it included advice that wasn't necessarily related to the prompt. However, it would help overall if you look at it from a tourist perspective. I didn't give it in the prompt, but assuming that is actually quite helpful. It told you to try local cuisines, told you to utilize public transportation, all of which is very core parts of the Japanese culture, especially from a tourist perspective. Many of the advice it gives in terms of communication is slightly lacking. I wish that it focused more on the communication aspect of the prompt. However, it focused more so on the hiking perspective, which is completely fine. However, it's not exactly what I was looking for. If I were to redo this again, if I were to recreate the prompt, I would tell it to focus more on giving me advice specifically related to communication with the natives, rather than giving me tips on how to enjoy hiking to the top of Mount Fuji. As a tourist, I would request more about communication, cultural practices, cultural norms, and more of the sort. Now, to summarize, I learned that utilizing AI as an educational resource is plenty effective and quite efficient. I think its strengths lie in its reliability, knowing any and almost every topic you can think of. However, when it comes to providing detailed information tailored to your specific needs, its flaws as an educational tool begin to be more apparent. Yes, it's quite knowledgeable and plenty efficient, and it's quite accessible to anyone with internet. But like most things, it is far from a one-size-fits-all solution to any academic or educational inquiry. Overall, I think the AI did a pretty good job, and the most important thing I learned is that the prompt or the output I'm gonna get will only be as good as the prompt that I give it. So yes, it's very powerful, but it also depends on its user. That's all.